The San Diego Padres need to make the right decision this offseason and not sign Kodai Senga or Carlos Rodon. Let me explain. Hello everyone, my name is FamedFriar. Welcome back to another video where today I'm going to be talking about the value of signing a Kodai Senga or signing a Carlos Rodon versus signing a Nate Eovaldi and maybe someone like a Johnny Cueto or a Drew Smiley, someone that's going to eat innings, and how this decision is very, very important for us to win a World Series. Alright guys, before we even start this video, if you're yet to hit that subscribe button, please do so, like the video, and comment any questions down below. Let's go ahead and talk about it. The San Diego Padres are in an interesting predicament where they need starting pitching, but they're unsure of the current source. The only starting pitcher we've seen him recently linked to is Seth Lugo. Keep in mind, guys, this is a guy that I'm interested in. He's a reliever slash starter, but that's not what we're discussing today. We're discussing what's the smartest play if you are the San Diego Padres. And let's talk about it. Obviously, you have a guy like Kodai Senga, you have a guy like Carlos Rodon. I'm going to put some Carlos Rodon highlights on for you guys right now as we discuss this. Carlos Rodon, once again, he is a great pitcher, but the issue, and in my opinion, the biggest issue is that Carlos Rodon is going to command a huge salary. Kodai Senga is now going to command a huge salary. I mean, once again, Kodai Senga was a guy that we were like, hey, 12 to 15 million a year, 4 to 5 years. Okay, 15 to 18 million a year, 4 to 5 years. Now it's upwards of 25 million a year, and we've even heard the Red Sox offering and interested in signing him for 7 seasons, guys. That's insane. That's insane to think about. So just because of that, I just don't like it. I never thought the Padres were in as soon as the price hiked, but just describing the feeling around him, it's not worth it to me. I'm sorry, it's not worth it. That's why I think Kodai Senga is really, really avoidable. Guys, this guy could come over and be an ace. Don't get me wrong. He could come over and be the best pitcher in the league. But he could also come over and be a Dice K, you know, a guy that didn't do crap once he got here. And that would be really unfortunate to invest that much money into a guy in our prime window of winning a World Series just for him to not perform. I think no matter what, a pitcher at Petco should be decently average just because how much pitcher-friendly the stadium is. But at the same time, guys, like, do you really want to spend $25 million on someone that's never pitched against majority of American baseball talent? I'm sorry, I can't. Now, the issue with Carlos Rodon, in my opinion, and the reason I'm not completely crazy over Carlos Rodon is I'm afraid of his arm. We discussed this in the last time we talked about pitching. Carlos Rodon has arm issues. The most he's thrown is 178 innings in his career, and the Padres really need a guy that's going to eat innings if they're going to go with a 5-man rotation, because outside of darvish, there's not a lot of innings eaters on that Padres rotation. A little bit of Joe Musgrove, not really Blake Snell, not really Nick Martinez. So just because of that, I'm a little sensitive. I'm a little afraid of Carlos Rodon. This guy's a guy that's had arm problems. You know, he's had problems staying in shape when he was in Chicago. There's a lot of things that come with him. I think he was on a prove-it deal. That's why he showed out, and then great for him. Great for you on showing out. But just because of that, I am out. Now let's get to the second part of this video. So the second part of this video, I'm going to be explaining the smarter option for the San Diego Padres and what I think personally AJ Preller is going to do. So AJ Preller has this theme, and I saw this on MLB Network, where AJ Preller loves to have 6-man rotations, sometimes even 7-man rotations on the San Diego Padres. Obviously, we added Julio Teheran, so that would technically make it 5 in a pinch if we were to start now. But obviously, we're going to add much more, and I think all Padre fans are expecting that. And I think Nate Eovaldi plus, you know, maybe like a Johnny Cueto type pitcher is the answer. Yes, Nate Eovaldi has trouble staying healthy, but he's also pitching in a rotation where he's, you know, pitching on short rest. He's pitching deep into games. If you take better care of his body by making him pitch not as consistently and not as often, he's going to stay healthy. Guys, if you go into the playoffs with a healthy Darvish, Blake Snell, Joe Musgrove, and Nate Eovaldi, no one's stopping that starting rotation. I also promise you, if we had Nate Eovaldi last year, we would have been in the World Series at least. The guy is the most elite postseason pitcher of the last 5 seasons. The guy is a postseason demon, like I already said. He's consistent. The guy throws 100 plus. The guy strikes people out. The guy has a great splitter. He has a great cutter. He has a great slider. He has every pitch in the book. He can throw upwards of 102, and he's done it before. The guy's a Dodger killer. I mean, the stats are endless when we start describing Nate Eovaldi. Now, I'm saying Nate Eovaldi like pitcher. Necessarily, Nate Eovaldi is my favorite option, I would say. And because of that, that's why I put him on here in this video. But if you need a guy that's going to be a postseason performer, a guy that's going to strike people out, a guy that's going to perform well when we need him the most, and Nate Eovaldi's obviously that. And I think there's a couple other people still in the market that could very well fill that role. I want to shore up that 4th spot come postseason time. I want to have the best postseason rotation in the league, guys. And that's what you do when you add a Nate Eovaldi. Now you can sign a Nate Eovaldi and another player for the same amount as a Rodon and Kodai Senga. And that's what I'm saying. This is my exact point right here. You can assign, Johnny Cueto and Nate Eovaldi as the same price as Carlos Rodon and maybe even Kodai Senga. And you set yourself up to have a 6-man rotation at that point, maybe even 7 with Julio Teheran, of course, depending on how the Padres see him and how he performs in his bounce back appearance to Major League Baseball. So now you're talking about a very deep rotation that's going to have pitchers staying healthy. Guys, Darvish pitched the most amount of innings he's pitched in a very, very long time, and it's no mistake. It's because we lengthened out our rotation. Our rotation wasn't thin. He didn't have to pitch on short rest. He didn't have to pitch even on normal rest. He was pitching on extra rest for the most part. So that's exactly what we want. Pitch him on short rest come postseason time, of course, but you added Johnny Cueto. I mean, Johnny Cueto is a guy that's throwing 240 innings in one season in his career. This guy's an innings eater. You know what you're getting with Johnny Cueto. He's consistent. He's reliable, and that's what I want. I want, a 5th/6th guy who's really consistent and reliable. Yes, Nick Martinez is reliable. Yes, he's fairly consistent, but that 2nd and 3rd time through the lineup, he's not as consistent, as reliable as he is the first time. That's why we made him a reliever. For the first time through the lineup, he was one of our best pitchers in baseball, and on the Padres, and that's why I think that. Now, Johnny Cueto is an amazing option, like I just said. I'm a big Johnny Cueto guy, and I firmly believe that we can sign him, and it'll be the correct decision. Now, that is exactly why, guys, I think that it's important to go with the starting pitching of 2 starting pitchers who are mediocre/above average pitchers that are going to help us win in the postseason and have veteran experience versus a guy that's never been to America and a guy who has 1 postseason start. Guys, we're looking to win a World Series here. It's time to win a World Series. You can't win a World Series taking risks. We already have the fundamentals down. We already have the cement layer. We have everything that you need. Now you just need to shore some options up, and that's why you need veteran presence and guys that have been there before. But once again, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Guys, if you're yet to hit that subscribe button, please do so. Comment any questions down below. Like the video if you haven't already, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.
305 to the 619, baby. Let's go. Let's go, San Diego. Live that shit up, San Diego. Let's fucking go. Woo! It's our fucking house.
Hey.
It's our house right here, baby. Let's go.
I love it. I love it. Hey.